Protección para el hogar con el tetragramatón y runas. Materiales que vamos a necesitar: alcanfor, azufre, sal gruesa y azafrán. Colocar un poco de cada ingrediente dentro de la bolsita. Cosemos el borde superior. Comprar el kit de un mes para 4 ambientes.
Hola, soy Mariela y te presento mi nuevo proyecto comercial Magia. Santería, bazar esotérico, trabajos de magia africana, amarres, retornos de pareja, liberaciones. Velas para Yu, con Magia, San la Muerte, Orishá y santos católicos. Todo lo que necesitas acá lo encontrás en Magia.
Antes del principio de la Tierra y de la materia y del universo que conocemos, existieron emanaciones previas. En la Kabbalah se lo llama el Atzilut, el gran poder trinitario del cual emergieron todas las demás formas de existencia inmanifiestas. Luego de un tiempo, luego de la caída, comenzó el universo de la materia, el universo del demiurgo, Samael y Aldabaoth. Pero antes de eso, se formó una fuerza trinitaria original, conocida como Keter, Chokma y Binah, y dieron lugar al conocimiento de todas las cosas. En el principio fue la oscuridad, pero luego vino la luz y el sonido. Y de la luz y el sonido, de la permutación variada, de la corona de la creación, Keter, emergieron las formas Padre y Madre, Chokma, Binah, Neptuno, Saturno. En esos planetas que son simbólicos y no lo son al mismo tiempo y tienen una fuerza y un poder psicológico sobre la gente, emergieron todas las formas posibles que entraban dentro del orden de la cuarta emanación. Luego de eso, el Padre de todo decidió experimentarse a sí mismo a través de lo que comenzó a llamar creaciones. Y en distintos estados de esta creación llegamos a la materia densa. Kabbalah significa recibir la luz del Padre original, Keter, Nirvana, la corona de la vida, el Om original. Así como existen tres principios iniciales, el Atzilut, Keter, Chokma y Binah, Brahma, Vishnu y Shiva implican el mismo principio.
Hola, ¿cómo les va? Bienvenidos al Sabbath número 35. Mi nombre es Pablo Barrera, bienvenidos a Pablo Barrera Magia. Acá, dentro del ciclo Ars Demiúrgica, estamos enseñando magia Anunnaki y hoy es un programa especial. Recuerden que yo el mes pasado les hablé de la magia de código abierto y que para fines de mayo íbamos a tener noticias. Bueno, hoy les voy a mostrar un video de otro mago. ¿Saben por qué? Primero porque es uno de los 10 magos que yo admiro más profundamente desde hace mucho tiempo. El video que les voy a mostrar hoy jamás se ha tomado, salvo algunas personas, el trabajo de traducirlo y subtitularlo, que es lo que hicimos con Mariela. Trabajamos 2 días corridos para traducir y subtitular media hora de Uncle BearHeart, uno de los magos del pilar del medio más importantes que tiene el planeta. Él es el fundador de la GOODS, la Great Order of the Draco Slayers, que en español sería la Gran Orden Asesina de Dragones. Es una organización del pilar del medio, tiene la radiación de Ogún, por supuesto, y tanto la doctrina unificada como GOODS formamos parte del mismo pilar. La diferencia en algunas cosas está en la metodología. Había pensado ponerles algunas películas de lo que es el movimiento del código abierto y el software libre, de la cual fui parte durante una década, militando para la libertad de los individuos, ¿sí? Es decir, tuve una época de difusión de las libertades humanas. Eso me permitió conocer el mundo, conocer otros países, conocer otras personas, y me ayudó mucho a mi crecimiento personal. Hoy les paso este video de Uncle BearHeart, traducido y subtitulado por nosotros, por la sencilla razón que lo que van a escuchar en este video no tiene parangón. Es más, él dice un montón de cosas que ni siquiera yo, en mi más afiebrado sueño, les diría. Pero quiero que vean este video, porque en este video se concentra la base, es decir, Uncle BearHeart es una inspiración central dentro de mi trabajo esotérico. Muchísimo más te diría que cualquier otro mago contemporáneo. Estos videos tienen más de una década y hay varios en internet dando vuelta. Acorde pase el tiempo, el interés seguiremos subtitulando y traduciendo una vez cada tanto, dado que lleva muchísimo trabajo hacerlo. También quiero decirles que los próximos días lo voy a dejar disponible en mi página de archive.org para que se descarguen el video solamente traducido y subtitulado. El título del video es Alta Magia Planetaria con Uncle BearHeart. Y este video les va a hablar un montón de cosas, un montón de verdades sobre los reptilianos, los Illuminati, la Cábala, el Clifot, de una manera que jamás se dijo. Lo irónico que este video está disponible en internet en inglés, pero me parece que el público español tiene que servirse de estos conocimientos, porque como bien dice Uncle BearHeart, si no hacemos esto no va a quedar humanidad para gobernar. Bienvenidos al Sabbath número 35, títulos.
Get ready, because I'm shifting the whole fucking paradigm. Like my mentor did for me. He taught me planetary high magic from first a hermetic magic perspective. The day he shifted the paradigm on me, I was pretty upset. I had spent, in this case, about 7 years really getting down the hermetic structure. And for him to just sort of bait and switch me really made me upset, because I was finally getting somewhere. After 7 years of hermetic magic, it finally started to piece together. So to all of a sudden feel like he was switching gears on me was not only hurtful, it was confusing. But I have to say this, once he introduced planetary magic without all the hermetic, asexual, pseudo-intellectual, pseudo-occultic bullshit that just infests and corrupts, and all the cheap carbon copy fuzzy, hazy, weak-ass photocopy Aleister Crowley wannabes that also just like leeches devour anything worthwhile within Western occultism that is Hermetic magic. I was absolutely elated when I realized that there was another way. And I'm not sure when the switch occurred. Why Western Hermeticism? Well, I can guess. I really believe it's the Black Lodge effect. The Black Lodge is much like the Golden Dawn. Others of you who are members of the Golden Dawn or ex-members of the Golden Dawn who email me and tell me about these very similar and validating experiences where you're kept sort of lagging behind for years and years and years and years. Oh, they'll take your fucking money, but everything you do seems just right out of reach. It's just like some component is being kept from you. And so your magic and the rituals you do don't feel absolutely as tight and complete as they should. In the old days, that was on purpose because the higher up guys who were directing the lodge, who were directing the order, they knew what they were doing. They gave out faulty, watered down, weak rituals, weak structure, weak occultic practice to the people they called the plebes to get them hooked, to get them to feel something, to get them that spooky, like I just saw a scary movie and I kind of felt some tingle appeal to their rituals. So they're like, oh, something's going on. Okay, yeah. No, I can feel it. And they weren't lying. But that's where they stayed. And they just sucked them dry because they're vampires of their money and their energy. And the guys on the top kept those rituals for themselves. And I believe that they kept very similar to what I'm about to give you for free. Nowadays, I believe it's just a matter of the old dudes died away, didn't pass down their secrets, and now the Golden Dawn operates on those faulty premises because the Golden Dawn is now occupied by those lower individuals who climbed the ladder, and by the time they got to the top, there was no one there left who knew anything. So they just perpetuated the idea of these just shitty, these just asininely stupid ideas of Hermetic magic. So, yes, I am no longer going to try and teach you planetary magic from a Hermetic standpoint because you're smarter than that. You've spent a couple years with me going, okay, I finally get this LBRP ritual. Okay, I finally get this middle pillar path. It's starting to make sense to me. Why aren't they teaching me this in other areas? Why aren't other occultists doing this? Because they don't know. Or they do know and they do it for themselves and they don't let others know. Occultists, really good occultists, are very jealous and guarded of their secrets, and I don't blame them. But we are entering into a time that if something doesn't give, then it's not really going to matter. There's not going to be a population left to do anything, and it's only going to be in the hands of the elite, and that's not good. So they have stole it from you. I was lucky enough to get a piece, and now I'm giving it back. So this is your first lesson in planetary high magic, and in a lot of ways, it's your first and will forever be your lesson in planetary high magic. Because the first symbol, the first master key symbol, of which I have 3, and of which you are going to get very, very, very comfortable with the first. This is going to change everything. But when you really look back and you say, okay, it didn't change a fucking thing, BearHeart just gave me the key that I could open up just about every single planetary door with. Oh, fuck. I have moved forward so far, I can't look back and say where I am anymore. Ah, good, because this master key is also a form of a compass that will align you with magical occultic north. And so wherever you are in the astral realm, you can find your way back home. You're gonna thank me. You're gonna hate me first. But some of you have gone through periods of hating me. That's fine. And then you come around and you're like, oh, dude, Uncle BearHeart, what the fuck? I didn't get it. I get it now. So I promise you, I will never steer you wrong. It's just the route we take has reasons. The road I lead you down, there are things I want you to see. Because when the lesson starts, when we finally get to the destination that I'm like, okay, now we can begin, you have a point of reference that makes your upcoming journey make fucking sense. I wouldn't do this if Andrew, well, you know, he's kind of become a buddy of mine. Andrew Malice didn't tell me that you guys were worth the time, I wouldn't do it. That was the big test. That was, do I have people who are solid? They have backbones. They're fearless. They're courageous. Do I have people out there like that who will take this information and run with it? People who will take this information, begin to do their own rituals, begin to come up with their own targets, their own causes, and apply these principles to it. If he didn't tell me, if that spirit did not tell me that yes, unequivocally, you have those people out there, I would not have done this. I would have very, very quietly faded away into the background. I was creating my exit strategy. Because if I did not have these kind of people, if you were not tested and found exceptional, it'd be over. But you were found exceptional. That should make you feel really fucking good. That a spirit was sent out to watch the collective whole of you and has come back and said, wow, finally, fucking finally, a group worth disclosure. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. You know how fucking awesome you are. Let's get to it. What is the master planetary symbol? What is it? What is it? Well, this is going to change, like I said, everything. Now, let me draw it out. Don't jump to conclusions, all right? The last thing we want is people making assumptions about things that they don't know. I will teach you what it means, but let me draw it out first. Have no preconceived notion. This is going to be your launch base. Everything you do, from evocation, your magical circle, everything is going to be based out of this one platform that will grow. But this is truly warp speed away from what you were used to. There is no Hebrew. There is no fucking archonic angel names. There is no Yahweh, Vahe, fuck you, fuck everybody, pedophilic demon false creator god, okay? Gone. Erased. A shit stain with pure, wonderful bleach poured over it. Does not exist in this methodology. And you will feel the results of this methodology. Okay? You have felt the results of methodology prior, using faulty methodology. So what happens now that we apply correct methodology with correct procedure? Fuck. Yeah. So, we have the lowly circle. All right? Don't get fucking crazy on me. Hold on. I'm going to draw it out for you the simplest way, and then I'm going to break it down. All right? Okay, are we watching so far? That should look familiar. Okay? Master Planetary Key number 1. What is that? Why is this so important? What does this cover? What in its totality does this represent? What are the sum of its parts? Let's break it down. We have the circle. We can see the circle, right? We can all see the fucking circle, right? It's there. We have the upward pointing triangle. We have the downward pointing triangle. Those two triangles put together make the square, okay? There are some very basic fundamental symbols that need to be there. I see we have an intersection. Powerful symbol. Also expressed. I see we have the upward pentagram. Powerful symbol. Symbol of our race. We also have expressed the downward pointing pentacle. Don't you dare start to apply the satanic bullshit. This Luciferian nonsense. Don't do it. It's such a stretch occultically. Just don't do it. Just stop. We'll get to what this actually means, but it is also expressed within this diagram. That's present. When you draw this planetary master key, you are expressing all these major geometric functionings. All their esoteric functionings are expressed. Now, let's break it down a little bit further. What can we make with this? Well, we have these. That's there. Or that's there. That's there. That's there. That's there. That's there. That's there. It goes on and on and on. And this is just the basic structure. When you draw this symbol, you are metaphysically, arcanely, and esoterically representing every single one of these symbols and more, and more, and more. We also have just the straight line as well. We also can make every single planetary symbol out of it. It's all right here. This is going to become your new best friend. All right? This is going to be what you draw. Instead of the Earth Banishing Pentagram, this is what you're going to put in every corner of your Lesser Banishing Ritual. Because it's no longer the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram. It is just called the Banishing Ritual because it banishes everything. It banishes everything that you're sending back up, and it banishes everything that you're sending below. Just like that. And then you are warding all other hyperdimensional possibilities. Okay? Everything comes from this particular symbol. When you stand inside it, which we'll get to evocation, you are standing inside a fully sealed star chamber. You are standing in the middle of the solar crossroads with the pure elemental structure around you, surrounded by the zodiac, surrounded by the constellations, surrounded by the great 7 planetary mysteries, you encompassing the aspect of the sun. This symbol will replace everything from Hermetic magic. Everything. I want to go slow with this so you can begin to really conceptualize the gravity of this particular symbol. All right? So let's just do some basic work with it. All right? I want you to see where I'm coming from. Right now, it may not fully click on why this is so important, how this applies, and why it applies so profoundly. Okay? Let's use our old buddy, the Tree of Life. All right? Draw it out here. Look familiar? Should. Pluto. All right? This is Sol, Uranus, Neptune, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Luna, Terra. Okay? All right? Let's break this down. I know I've done something similar before, but I want you to see how this progresses. We have a pentagram, upward pentagram. Okay? Downward pentagram. Let's even take it the structure this way. Upward triangle, downward triangle. What does this create? Okay? Why is this area so important? Because this is the astral realm. The 7 planetary mysteries, right here, in one fashion. There is another fashion that I'm about to introduce currently. But what do we get? So we also get the old 6-pointed star. We get the master planetary symbol right here. Let's take it to another degree. Including now Uranus. Upward pointing pentacle. Or I'm sorry, yeah, pentacle. Downward pointing pentacle. Triangle, triangle. Little messy. You play it out. You see, seriously, take your time with it. Add the lines the way they're supposed to. You will see this is a much better representation. As I was practicing a little bit. Kind of laying out the groundwork of what I wanted to show you today. Oh yeah, here's some more symbols that all come from that. Oh, what's that thing? We'll talk about that one later. Don't you dare start asking me about that. How this interconnects everything is fucking amazing. This planetary symbol, this master planetary key, will open the door to every single planetary realm that you see here. You're like, well, BearHeart, that's the whole fucking tree. That's the whole fucking point! So yes. So, in its application, the way I want you to start using it, I want you to start drawing it out. Remember how we draw it. I want you to spend time meditating on it, drawing it out every single day. We start with the circle. We do a banishing pentagram. Then we do an inverted banishing pentagram. Done. 2 5-pointed stars equal 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. There's a connection. Major connection. So, when drawing it for the old LBRP, now we're just going to call it the Banishing Ritual. Same thing. Start out the same way. Okay? Uranus, Terra, Mars, Jupiter, Sol. All right? Now, starting in the east, out in front of you, draw the Banishing Pentagram. Okay? When you're putting your finger out, your finger should be at your left hip, drawing up, right slightly above your head. Okay? Drawing down to your right hip, drawing up across your body to your left shoulder, across your clavicle to your right shoulder, and then down to your left hip again. Immediately start at your right shoulder, draw down to slightly below your groin. I know some of us hang lower than others. Then draw up to your left shoulder, okay, down to your right hip, across to your left hip, and then up to your right shoulder once more. Now, from this standpoint, if this is 12 o'clock and this is 6, once you draw to your right shoulder, immediately make a counterclockwise circle connecting everything. That is your banishing master planetary key, master planetary symbol. Then you will, instead of touching the middle of the old Banishing Pentagram, you will touch it right in its crossroad middle. Okay? And then you will trace it around and make it from the east. Now you will make it in the south, then you will make it in the west, then you will make it in the north, and back to the east. So you will be surrounded by 4 master banishing planetary symbols and a connecting horizontal sphere. All right? For those of you who've done the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram, this will make absolute sense. Here's the other caveat. No more will you vibrate Venus than Mars. There will be a new thing for that, but don't worry about that right now. I want you to get used to the symbol. I want you to feel how fucking powerful this symbol is. Many of you, when you first started the Lesser Banishing Ritual that I taught before, were like, fucking A, BearHeart. This is the shit. This makes me feel absolutely complete, and I'm not using the Hebrew names anymore. I'm now doing basically similar the same structure with a different emphasis. Now tell me how much stronger this feels. Okay? Don't intone any planetary or god names with this setting up of the banishing master planetary symbol. Not yet. Not yet. Not probably for a little bit. I want you to really feel, because we are going to step this up in a way that you are not. I have been preparing you for, but you are not ready yet. Not yet. Not that you won't be, but you are not ready yet, because this will combine something very, very spectacular. When you realize the step-by-step process where I'm leading to, when these adjoining lines finally connect and you find yourself what I have put you in the middle of, it'll blow your fucking mind. You will understand why I have harped on the few things that I have, because the merger that is about to take place, that I have prepared you for, will change everything. And you will have an entire new paradigm with which to sit back and literally marvel at. And just go, what the fuck? And you will thank me. I promise. You will fucking thank me. You may hate me right now, but I swear to God, you will love me and beg to have my children.
Ustedes se preguntarán qué tiene que ver el código abierto con lo que dijo Uncle BearHeart. Pues bien, lo que yo les voy a enseñar de aquí en más, a partir de ahora sí arranca la tercera época. El símbolo maestro, la llave planetaria, es simplemente un transistor. Y vos necesitas ese transistor. Y yo te lo voy a dar porque hoy comienza la instrucción en la primera escuela mundial de magia de código abierto. ¿Cómo funciona esto? Es bastante sencillo. Yo te voy a dar llaves, símbolos y palabras de poder libremente. Tu obligación es devolver una mejora a lo que yo propuse. Si la mejora funciona esotéricamente, la voy a incluir en un libro de las sombras, que eventualmente saldrá publicado. Acorde más personas colaboren con el ritual, mayor poder va a tener, y todos aquellos que compartan ese conocimiento con esta casa lo compartirá y le dará el crédito a quien corresponda. Pero siempre nosotros vamos a ser los dueños de este proyecto. Quiero aclararlo para que ninguno piense que puede llegar a cagar más alto que nosotros porque seguimos la ley de que oreja no pasa cabeza. Si querés colaborar y ser el eterno segundo de nosotros, te invitamos a los números que están abajo para que empieces a colaborar cuando yo empiece a sacar esta información entre los videos del Sabbath y entre semanas. La magia del pilar del medio es la magia más difícil de practicar. Es una dilatación y contracción permanente en un estado de equilibrio entre la luz y la sombra. Bien, ahora ya tienen la llave maestra planetaria para abrir cualquier puerta de cualquier dimensión de este árbol de la vida y de la muerte en el que vivimos en dualidad. Pero ¿qué es la magia de código abierto? Yo les voy a dar más símbolos para que puedan trabajar como BearHeart explica. Obviamente están basados en el símbolo de la llave maestra. Conocimiento que no es que porque él lo libera ya no se sabía de antes, sino que él avala cosas que algunos tuvimos también el privilegio de recibir de otras personas hace muchísimo tiempo. Es decir, imagínate una magia donde yo te doy un símbolo, te explico los principios y vos podés aplicar un ritual de mejora o un agregado para una función en particular. Estás obligado moralmente a devolver esa mejora a nosotros. Y nosotros, si vemos que funciona esotéricamente, lo publicamos al mundo con esa porción tuya de crédito, porque el crédito más grande siempre nos lo vamos a llevar nosotros. Dejémoslo en claro por si alguno pretende reemplazarnos en nuestra propia creación, que es lo que generalmente el ignorante intenta hacer. Porque salen muchos a hablar de la muerte, salen muchos a hablar de magia, a muchos les molesta muchísimo este canal y somos completamente conscientes de que mucha gente no nos quiere. Y eso hace y significa y resignifica la magia. ¿Por qué? Porque podemos dar lo que otros no. Pero si no hacemos esto, hasta nuestros enemigos que nos clavan el cuchillo en el pie para que no avancemos, se van a dar cuenta que lo que hacemos es para salvarlos también a ellos. Pobres muchachos. Nos vemos en el próximo Sabbath. Salves a la muerte, espíritu esquelético.
No toda la vida practiqué la magia negra. En la propia memoria de cientos de encarnaciones, o miles quizá, aún no recuerdo todas. Y en la memoria de aquellos seres que depositaron en mi propia conciencia para la supervivencia de todas esas experiencias en mí, hay mucho por contar. Estos son los misterios del cielo, el plan divino del árbol de la vida, los Sefirot, el conocimiento místico del ascenso a la fuente del Padre de todo. ¿Que cómo es el nombre secreto de Dios? A él le gusta que le digan Ahaya.
This is Max Headroom, and what you're about to witness is one of the most sinister-sounding intros to a trailer to one of the greatest epics ever produced in the history of television.
Login accepted.